Cast! Curious! The Cast and the Curious live streaming into your home. One night only holiday spectacular variety hour with Hobbes and Shaw and Sarah and Bridget. Welcome everybody to the Cast and the
Hey.
Curious. I am Sarah Griffith. I am joined by my equal now. Oh,
Yeah. Look at us. Partners. Official partners.
introduce yourself.
My name's Bridget Greenberg. I've seen these movies many times, and I love them, and I'm so excited that I've gotten my buddy all caught up on them.
We are here. We are caught up. I am thrilled. It's a great way to end such a great year that we've all been having. I know 2020 has just
We've been
been
partying.
a
Non-stop
banner
thrill ride.
year. A banner year. Yes, so I think right out of the gate, I just want to say I was kind of delighted by this movie.
Were you?
Yes, I kind of went into it honestly thinking I'm probably going to think this is silly or like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. And it took a while for me to get into, but once I was in, I was actually kind of like refreshed. Like I feel quenched. Like I had a thirst for this, and I didn't realize that I had a thirst for this kind of movie, and it quenched that thirst. It just quenched.
That's that's great to hear because
Hate it.
I'm no, not at all, not at all. Uh, I I I feel like this is going to ruin some of my cred with the fast community, but the first time I saw Hobbs and Shaw was on a plane, uh,
mm,
and you know I'm not proud of that fact. But I was expecting more of a fast movie, and I think on this go around I liked it so much better because I've settled into what it is, which is very much a spin-off
yes.
movie.
Yes. And you know what actually is kind of fucked up? Just if we think of the journey that
Mm-hmm.
I specifically have been on, this
Yes.
is almost in a way old school Fast and Furious, where each film is its own unique vibe. Like we kind of had that with Too Fast, Too Furious, and we had it with Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
Like this kind of has that same feeling of like this is its own adventure separate from the family. This is like not a Toretto production. This is like
No, this is
so
where.
so it's like new for the Fast and the Furious, but it also harkens back to that formula.
Yes, it does. It's still familiar. It's still, we know what we're getting into. It still helps that you've
Yes.
seen the movies before and you know the
Yes.
lore. Uh,
Yes. And I loved, and we'll get to it, but there was just like a little wink. Like, by the way, did you forget this was a Fast and Furious movie in this movie that was so fucking well done? But we have a lot to
we got a
talk
lot
about
to cover.
because I also do want to talk about F9 just a smidge.
Just a smidge. I
And
mean,
and we're also joined by a live audience streaming with us, so we're going to get to those questions and comments as well. But
yes.
we have to talk about Vanessa Kirby for
We
about 2.5 hours, so we should probably start there
This is
because it's
going to
going to
be
be a long one.
mostly a Vanessa Kirby podcast because she kicks some
My
ass.
very
She looks
first
great.
comment. My very first comment. My very first comment. I heart Vanessa Kirby. I
Oh,
heart Vanessa Kirby.
our princess. We are big Crown
True.
fans on this podcast, and there's a
Truly.
lot of
Truly.
Queen British royalty crossover. We have Helen Mirren, who famously played the
The
Queen,
Queen herself.
playing the mother of what would be her sister in this larger cinematic Fast and Furious royal family universe.
And a lot of people have talked about this, but I was going to knock the movie for the fact that Jason Statham and Vanessa Kirby are in no way, shape, or form even close to the same age. But consider that Vanessa Kirby is the same age as Helen Mirren in that royal hierarchy. So
Yeah,
maybe Vanessa Kirby is just ageless.
she is ageless because she plays Shaw's sister and they're supposed to be around the same age.
They like grew up together to the point that they had flashbacks and they looked to be about
The same age. Yeah. And Jason Statham is a solid 21 years older than Vanessa Kirby.
Absolutely. Well, at one point, Dwayne Johnson says he hasn't been home in 25 years. I'm like, I think Vanessa Kirby is 25 years old, period. That is her age.
I'm going to keep messing with this camera angle because it's weird. I'm so sorry for everybody watching this adjustment happen in real time.
And if you're listening to it later, well, then congratulations. You don't have to see this mess.
This is live
Bridgett
TV,
is
folks.
Making this absolute mess. Okay, but I'll just start on the plot because I know that's where we have to go as Bridgett incepts her own apartment. So right out of the gate, I kind of don't know what happened in the first 20 minutes of this movie. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of things were occurring, and there was an awful lot of like, we are here and we're there and we're over here, and it was just like there was a Mr. Nobody name drop, but he didn't show up in this movie whatsoever.
Oh, Mr. Nobody, you know who Mr. Nobody is. Mr. Nobody, yeah, okay. Yeah, he didn't show up in this movie. Okay, I didn't know if you said that like, who is that fellow?
No. I was waiting for Mr. Russell to appear.
Oh, okay.
But I was led astray. I do know right out of the top, two of my favorite actors are right in the beginning, Vanessa Kirby and Idris Elba. Idris Elba, God bless him, is in every movie.
Yes.
It is actually remarkable. I thought about this. It's remarkable that they both, Idris and Vanessa, have not been in a Star Wars property yet.
Sure.
Idris could. They both could because they're British. So I mean, truly, whenever they want to be in it, they're in. But Idris, Star Trek, Marvel, he did this. Vanessa Kirby, Mission Impossible. We've got franchise heavy hitters here.
We do. They brought out the big guns for this like new turn in the Fast and Furious universe where we're gonna have these spin-off movies. They want you to know that these are not going to be slouch films.
The cameos in this film were
incredible.
Ghastly.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say?
Well,
say ghastly. Ghastly. I was afraid for my life.
Ryan
It was very aggressive.
Ryan Reynolds doing just his shtick is just doing Deadpool in this movie.
Exactly. And Kevin Hart is also doing his shtick in this movie.
I mean,
okay, we're getting far ahead, but just right out of the gate, I think it is like, okay, damn, we're really into its own thing because we have Vanessa Kirby and Idris Elba in here, looking very sexy. Yeah. Idris Elba has an Iron Man suit.
Something like that.
And is also a cyborg.
He is a cyborg. The suit is not a cyborg.
Okay.
I don't think suits by definition can be cyborgs, but I might be. That's what we have a chat for.
Yeah, initially I thought it was the suit giving him powers, and then later I realized he was a cyborg.
No, it's not,
in between all of that, I was thinking, isn't this a Fast and the Furious? It'd be like we have completely switched into a different gear. I will just go ahead and say, I think part of the reason why the first 20 minutes of this movie is almost a blackout for me is that I maybe needed the content warning that the premise and the plot of this film involves a deadly virus that is supposed to hit the globe.
I did forget about that.
Eco-fascist terrorist move. This aged like shit, and this movie only came out last year.
Yes,
it has aged god awfully.
It didn't. I totally forgot because again, the plots of these movies are just part of the detail.
Yeah, that is true. They normally are just like semantics.
Yeah, but I did forget the pandemic.
It's Bridgett, undertones. It's quite literally about COVID-19. Like every way they describe the virus, Bridgett. Every way they describe the virus, I was like, oh. I wonder what would happen if something like that were to happen. Geez, stakes are pretty high.
I will point out in the movie's defense, as is my job title, Defender of Fast and Furious, that it is not a it's a like genetically enhanced virus. The virus like
Oh, also in their defense, who the fuck could have known what the like? I mean,
I mean it
it's not
it
it's
makes
not their fault that the movie has aged terribly within months because it only came out like last May.
yeah. Yeah, it was last summer.
Oh,
Yeah,
golly.
but
I
who
was
would have known?
so taken out by that. I was like, oh God.
But yeah, so take us through the plot of this movie step by step. The hardest job that I have given to you.
I know. So that's kind of like the broad strokes. So I do know
Yeah.
that Vanessa, in such a kick-ass move, she put the virus in her. Fuck, that was so
Yes.
cool. Like even I was like,
Sacrifice her body like a
oh,
champ.
that is so damn cool. I also was like very sensitive to like the sound design. Like there was a lot of sound cues that like kind of kicked ass. And Idris
Yeah,
Elba's little Batmobile motorbike, which it is the Batmobile. Like everything he
it
drives
is.
is Batmobile-esque. All of
It
that
very
is
much is.
Wayne.
Yeah. Uh,
It's very much Wayne.
yeah, I think there's some
For
Easter eggs where
sure.
a lot of his bike sound effects according to IMDb trivia
Is Dark
are
Knight.
is no, it's not Dark Knight, it's Transformers.
Oh, okay. That's the sound that I was hearing. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
those were
basically
Optimus
the
Prime
shit is
sounds.
that okay, so basically like they have the coronavirus that they're going to be using as a lethal weapon. Vanessa has put it into herself and the mission now is like get Vanessa Kirby. So they send two agents that they know are going to team up together, kind of like they parent trap basically The Rock and Jason Statham. Do you understand that they fully parent trap these two? That is the
Oh
technique
yeah,
used by
it's a
MI6 and
full
the CIA.
yeah,
Yes.
they even have that cute like I'm not going anywhere with you moment.
There are so many times where this script was so cute. They were
Yeah.
just being so damn adorable. They really milked like the buddy cop aspect of this, which is why I'm a little delighted by that. I have to say,
Yeah.
that kind of got me.
I mean, that's where the concept for doing this
Sucked me
movie
into
came
it a little
from.
bit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of like where the idea of this movie came from. Is they kind of saw their chemistry, The Rock and Jason
Yes.
Statham's, which is
Okay. Yes. And
weird.
I do want to play a game, and maybe we don't play this right now, but in the back of our minds, Bridget, we need to decide by the end of this episode which of us is the Hobbes and which of us is the Shaw.
Oh, that I mean, you created a poster for this event where you seem to have made that decision.
I know, but now that I think on this, like based off of okay, so this is
Can I
what's
be the
next in the
Vanessa
movie.
Kirby?
Okay, that's not fair.
Okay, none
Um,
of us get to be Vanessa.
no, that's not fair.
We're not worthy.
You didn't grow up with sisters, and so if there was one girl that everybody wanted to play pretend, I'd have to split that role up, or nobody got to play.
Nobody
That's
gets it.
the
Okay.
rules of playing pretend in an all-girl household.
Okay.
Just so you know for the next time.
Gotcha.
Okay, so in the movie, they do this kind of cool side-by-side montage, which actually I love
Oh,
the design. I love a
yes.
lot about like visually like Shaw's life versus Hobbs'
Yeah.
life. I thought that was fucking tight. Um, not Shaw, Hobbs walks into a club and does doubles on shots where he does two shots at the same time into the same mouth. Do you see that move?
I
That was
did.
fucking kick
I
ass.
mean, if you're
That was
rock sized, that's
very
that's
cool.
a normal
Oh
shot.
yeah, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
That exactly. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
So I would say right out of the gate, you're Hobbs, I'm Shaw, because I think you're more muscle and I'm more conniving and
I
loud.
yes.
Um, but based on their day-to-day life, Shaw seems to run a pretty clean
Yeah.
steam engine, and Hobbs seems a little bit more, as it comes up, I'll do it.
That's it because to me both of their lives seem pretty regimented.
But they look different in their
These
regimen. Like
yeah.
every day I wake up and I brush my teeth, as do you, but I bet it looks very different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, so you're saying I have more of the clean modern aesthetic. You're more warm light.
Yeah, I guess I have more
Would
personality. No,
I'm more robotic?
I don't know. I just like I saw that because I was like, oh well, obviously Bridges Hobbs and I'm Shaw, but now I'm not too sure about that. But we'll
We'll
chew on
can
this. We'll
yeah,
chew on this.
yeah, we'll have to think about it. But that montage is great.
And the dual fights, like
Yeah.
with Hobbes with the tattoo and Shaw. Oh God, what is he like? What's his shtick?
I mean, he's just martial
I don't
arting
know.
all over
I
the
don't know.
place.
Just like visually that looks so cool. Like the lighting, it was very colorful. It was like highly contrasted. Like I
Hmm.
felt like a lot of times in this movie, it was just like the director kind of just like having it like almost like in a pop art way, like, oh, we'll put a little bit of this in here and a little bit of that in there. And I kind of like enjoyed a little bit of the dynamic views and settings we were getting from this being outside of a Fast and Furious film. Everything that I've just said makes perfect sense, by the way.
Oh no, I'm
I'm
following.
making very clear. Okay, excellent. Because I realized I've now just word souped like a bunch of shit. Um, okay, yes. So then we get to Jason Statham visits his mom, Helen Mirren. Basically, end all be all. Little girl Shaw. What's her first name?
Little Girl Shaw.
Vanessa
Oh,
Kirby Shaw.
oh, are you ready for Vanessa Kirby's name? Are you ready?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
I it's one amazing to me that you never catch any character's name.
I feel like they said it in the movie. They have to have said it in the movie
They
like a
definitely said
million
it.
times.
It
Wait,
is
why don't I remember it? Probably because every time I see her, I was just thinking, oh, Vanessa Kirby,
what a delight, what a glowing screen presence. Um, if you had to
Margaret.
guess, can you guess?
Wait. Okay, I know it's the Fast and the
You're
Furious.
not gonna
So
guess. You're not gonna guess it right. There's no way. But I want to see what you come up with.
give me an adjective hint, one word adjective to describe the name.
Oh man. It is the of what give you an adjective to
A
describe.
one word adjective to describe the name.
Um, think old lady.
I knew it was gonna be old lady. God, I've heard her name. Isn't it like Regina? No,
Regina.
what's her fucking name?
Hattie.
Hattie. Okay, actually, yeah, that sounds like someone's British little sister. Oh, me
Hattie.
and Hattie are gonna play the Mick Jagger on these blokes. Like, I get that.
I'm finally I don't know
Are
if
you?
you've noticed that I've been like still trying to figure out how technology works as I continue as we do the stream. This is real time. And so Dave, I see you. There is a cannon here. I don't know where he is, but he'll show his butthole to the camera at some point. I'm sure.
Yes.
He never hasn't.
Okay, so I did have a moment. I did have a moment of panic when Ryan Reynolds came up to circle back
Mm-hmm.
to that. Because I actually wrote down decommercialize the Fast and the Furious. Like I kind of meant like I said this in the last episode too. Like I miss like the old flavor of the series, but kind of like what you talked about. Like there was a threshold for me that was crossed. I was like, okay, this is not a Fast and Furious movie. And like truly,
Dave, you've gotten what you've asked
once I
for.
was able, here's Bruce. Bruce is now on the stream.
You
Bruce
watched the
has a
movie
few
with
things to
me.
say about Vanessa Kirby.
That is he. It's like he heard me mention him. He came out.
Right?
There he
Yeah,
is.
no, but this movie fulfills a Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham vehicle without having to shoehorn it into a Fast and Furious movie,
Yes.
which is my preference.
Yeah, I like that they don't get super bogged down and you need to see every movie. It certainly helps, but it is a standalone. And I like that they seem pretty aware that these movies, the Fast and Furious Presents canon, needs to be standalone.
Yes, and kind of like what I talked about in the last episode, there's no fighting for leading man. Like it,
Yes.
because Dwayne and Jason are such movie stars. When you put them in the mix with Vin, it turns into like, okay, well, who's
They
on first?
also they also function very differently as leading men. Jason Statham and The Rock, where I feel like The Rock can kind of step on the toes of the Vin Diesel thing. Uh,
Yes.
that I think these two function better because there is a little bit more of an odd couple with Jason Statham being more of like the sleek spy
Yes.
kind and The Rock being the bruiser, which is what all their charming trash talk is about.
Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. Then I wrote down frantically, no Rock VK romance. I was really
Yeah.
hoping Vanessa Kirby wouldn't have to go down that road, but as it turns out, she did. Speaking of the Fast and the Furious, I just want to say the rehabilitation of Shaw's character after this man killed Han in cold blood, and in a way, well, not him, but Luke, his brother, Luke Evans, the other Shaw. How many Shaw family members are there, by the way? There's the two
Uh,
brothers, one sister, Helen Mirren, but then is there another brother that Jason Statham had to kill?
they said that, and it's very confusing.
Okay, I'm so glad to hear you are confused because I was like, did I miss a
I
whole
believe
part of this
I
movie?
I believe what it is that after the events of 8, when the Shaw family had to be called in, that Deckard has faked his own death. So, like he's gone MIA. And maybe Owen has taken the
Okay,
fall, or sorry, maybe Deckard, who is Jason Statham, has taken the fall for Owen. But I don't know if that's true. The Shaw family is very confusing. They just keep
the
adding them.
Shafia, as I call
The
them.
Shafia, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's just crazy. Like the Shaw family killed not only Han, but
Mm-hmm.
also Giselle. They died
Yeah,
because
they
of this
they got
family. And now,
they didn't die. They got
ah,
sucked into a plane propeller. They got
and Han blew up in a fire
right.
explosion.
They got shredded.
I mean, like, Shaw did, I guess, ultimately save Brian Marcos Toretto, the baby in Fate of
Yes,
the Furious.
which is the best name in the series.
Brian Marcos Toretto. I love that
Sure,
name. I love that name. I think
build
that's
the
great.
franchise around Brian Marcos Toretto.
But okay, so Shaw's in the fold now, whatever. I moved past that honestly in the last movie, but that was another thought I had watching this. I was like, God damn, dude, this family has
This
fucked up so
family,
much shit. And now here we are doing this fucking funny back and forth buddy cop shit with him and Dwayne Johnson. And I was
just
actually enjoying it.
yeah, they're just continuing to be brutal murderers throughout this whole thing.
Seriously. And the yeah, it's just so goddamn so damn much. The fight choreography, like the fighting sequences, are truly
Yeah,
spectacular, though. True, and I mean that's what you're paying for.
I
That's what
mean,
I
yeah, that's what
paid.
you want.
That's what I paid $10 for because you can't rent the movie anywhere, and AT&T has screwed me over HBO Max. God damn you, Warner Media! Oh, I'm having a full soapbox about this right here, right now. You cannot rent this movie anywhere. I had to spend $10, 10 of my earned American dollars to buy this film on Amazon Prime. And I had to buy it in a 4K ultra high def. So that fight at the end of the
Wow.
rain looked fucking incredible. And I mean, I guess it was ultimately worth my $10, but damn it.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And also, do you have a 4K TV? Because you didn't see it in 4K.
No,
Yeah, so
I
you just
saw it in
yeah,
ultra high def.
yeah. But worth every penny because that fight is amazing. The fights in this are all incredible.
And I love
Vanessa,
the direction. Like
mhm.
there's like some artistry. We're looking at artistry in these fights.
uh, for sure. The even the first fight where you just have Vanessa Kirby come in
She is
and just
badass.
parkour and shooting these electric rounds at people, which looks super cool.
Damn.
It's not cool, but it looks cool.
By the way, do you know that Vanessa Kirby could have an Oscar in a few months? Like this
Oh yeah,
bitch
yeah, yeah.
is on fire. She's incredible. God,
She's
she's amazing. And so
she's great.
captivating to look at. Like
Yes.
she's just like
Yeah, when she's in
ah
her like getaway undercover outfits,
yes.
incredible. Looks
Oh, those
incredible.
looks. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? So Vanessa Kirby has this little moment with The Rock where he's interrogating her and vice versa. And I do want to say I think Dwayne Johnson is a good actor. Firmly, I believe he is a good actor.
Whoa, hot
Definitely.
take.
I definitely think when he goes on screen, he knows what he's doing and he's very good at doing that. I think it was kind of audacious for this movie to insist that he was like a great actor because he has this
You think
little
the movie's insisting he's a great actor?
well, he just has like this really kind of tongue-in-cheek back and forth dialogue with him and Vanessa Kirby. And Vanessa
Yes.
Kirby is like dancing through it. She is just like making a
Yeah.
meal of it. And it doesn't sound good coming out of it.
No,
It's
yeah,
just beyond his scope, I think.
yeah, as like attractive as The Rock is, and he's like charming in his own right, but he's not a good flirt.
So charming.
He's not a flirt.
No,
He's not like
no,
he's not a
such
womanizer.
a dad figure.
Yeah, he is.
That it is weird to see him like even pretend to be romantically involved
Yeah, and
with
also
someone who isn't his wife of like 30 years. You know what I mean?
Also, Vanessa Kirby is so damn tiny. Like
The smallest. She's like 4'11".
she worked out for this movie clearly.
Well, she had that Mission Impossible weight too.
And she
like,
has
she's
that.
got, yeah, she's badass.
So like she clearly, she's a capable woman, but she's still like 100 pounds soaking wet, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Yeah, I am uncomfortable with the idea of her and The Rock. I think she gets smushed.
I know. I'm like scared for her physically. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
And there's just no chemistry there. All of The Rock's chemistry is very like tongue in cheek, like winky, like we're having fun, and none of it is like seductive. I don't think I've ever seen The Rock be like successfully seductive in a movie.
I don't mean to stir the pot because apparently there's beef here, but see, Vin Diesel would have killed that scene because he's nothing but nothing, honey. He is nothing but sexy and charming and seductive. He would kill that.
Yes, he could, but he loves Letty, so don't you dare.
I know. And I had to watch him kiss Charlize Theron in the last movie. I wanted to die.
Awful. No, yeah, just The Rock's not that guy. Even Jason Statham, when whoever his ex-girlfriend makes out, is like, yes, there's a believable tension there. I buy this. Yes. Nothing between The Rock and Vanessa Kirby, especially you're hitting on her a lot in front of her brother, and it feels like all those scenes are like to poke fun at the brother and not for her.
Listen, totally. Yes, and I, of course, have so much to say about the dynamic of a trio that is a brother and a sister and a lover. By the way, it is Fast and Furious canon that we have a character. So they had a character named Han. Okay. Then a couple movies later, they introduced a character named Luke. His name is Luke Hobbs. I'm just saying they are fucking with me because that is a choice.
The naming in these movies is literally I feel like they have a bag of name, like they have a hat and they're just they have a hat of first names and last names, and they're
I think it's more like dog tags of lost dog tags from the dog parks and shit like that they're like, oh, Riley, that's a woman's name. No, it is not.
Yeah. No, that's how you get Cypher and Ramses.
Cypher. Oh my God. By the way, I don't know if we're getting into this because
we're getting
Rock
ahead.
And Vanessa Kirby, we have to suffer through that so we can get to one of the bigger action sequences. Dun da da bam. Idris Elba is there. Jason Statham is there. That's when you find out Jason Statham and Vanessa Kirby are brother and sister.
Wild.
Then Idris Elba tries to kidnap Vanessa Kirby because that's just like, the virus is me, which is fucking badass.
What a line.
This whole fight sequence rules because Idris Elba picks up Vanessa Kirby like a damn lamb and runs down the side of a building.
Amazing. I want that to happen to me.
Just fully like jumps out of this building and lands on people and just takes them out one by one.
Amazing. The Rock is just flying down this building like acceleration, like max acceleration. Like his heart's not going to explode from doing that.
Listen, the number of people who have died during this movie is
incredible.
All of them. It's actually every character we saw died in this movie, actually.
And yes, and also I don't understand. So Jason Statham was like, I'm not doing your plan. Uh, I'm not doing your plan. I'm gonna go into this elevator and just hit the bottom floor. That's safer. That's a smarter plan.
I laughed at it and I was enjoying it, but logically, I can't begin to. I
You
mean,
can't.
Jason Statham had the right idea. They made it sound like such like, yeah, you do it your way, I'll do it mine. It's like I'd be like, you're going to kill yourself. I'm taking the elevator. Obviously, like just
Obviously.
like what?
Uh,
What is the beef?
I don't know. Well, so the Rock can like go through, do his little Superman fly, catch the rope again somehow, and that stops that acceleration. Again, the physics in this world don't add up, but we love
I
him.
leave it up to
And then
God.
he smashes. His plan was to smash Idris Elba through
So
the
many
floors of the
times,
building.
so many times when they're trying to rescue Vanessa Kirby, they're also trying to kill her. It's like, what do you think is going to happen when you blow up that helicopter or like whatever the fuck?
Right.
Like Vanessa Kirby will also die.
Yeah, yeah, you're jumping out of a building with her on your shoulders. It's not gonna work. It might work for you, Cyborg Man, but she's still full on
Maybe
human.
this is where maybe they did need like a Letty or like just a one other from the Fast and Furious canon to make a cameo of like, hey man, you guys got to chill out. You're going to
Right.
kill yourselves and your sister and everybody in the
At some
world.
point, if we just saw Ludacris and Tyrese just walking across the
I
street, being
needed
like,
Roman
"What
and
is that?"
Tej. I
Yeah,
needed the not the like Third Rock the opposite of the problem solvers, but like
right.
they are like the reason and the logic like popping into every Fast and
Yeah,
Furious movie. Like, by the way, if you did that, you would break your neck. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah. No, I just want them like they happen to be getting coffee like at a cafe across the street from whatever
Something.
that
I
office
don't need
building is.
much explanation. They
I
brought
just
Han back to life and never bothered to be like, it's a prequel, by the way. Did you guys
just
hear?
never exchange.
Did you guys hear about the timeline? It's a little different now.
Yeah, that guy killed me. We have
Oh
flip
my.
phones, but he's a cyborg. But that guy killed me like 2 days ago.
And then okay, so then we had all of this Vanessa Kirby, this insane action sequence. They've got this bike that Idris Elba is a wizard on. Like the bike is
Oh,
magic, as is he, which
it's
is
it's
actually kick ass.
it's right out of the Dark Knight.
It is very Dark Knight esque.
It's the same bike.
It
It's
is.
got
It is. No, that's why I keep calling it the Batmobile and like or I guess I should call it like the Bat Bike.
it's cool. Everything he does in this movie is so fucking cool.
It is cool. And he's like, I don't understand his deal. He's like 7 different DC comic book heroes mashed into one. And this is not even a DC or even a comic book movie. So I'm just enjoying
Look, these
the
movies have just.
flavors of Idris Elba when I get them.
That's why you got to appreciate these movies. They're just taking off on their own.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I
there's
think,
no source material. They can go wherever they want.
and you know me, I love a franchise that just
Right.
says, fuck it. We're going to do as we please.
That's
Fuck
why
you
it's
guys.
great. They don't have to explain anything. They're
No.
just building the world as it goes.
Exactly.
So
And
this
this is
bridge
the
can
ideal franchises are
right.
the ones that don't give a goddamn.
There's no like foothold here. You're never gonna expect it, and we're just gonna keep trying to top ourselves.
We're just fucking winging it here because then we
It's
get to the
beautiful.
ultimate plot where Idris Elba is talking to a robot voice, which, by the way, I have a theory that's Cypher.
Oh,
I have a
interesting.
theory that's Cypher. I think by F9 we're going to maybe find out that is our Charlize.
That would be interesting because I got deep into the trivia of this movie.
Okay, what do you know? Share your knowledge, Oracle of Fast and Furious.
So the that's me. So the name of the voice is never, or I think it's credited. It's no one. It's never named. We're purposely not supposed to find out who it was. What they wanted, and it's left open ended in case this potentially happens. What they wanted was Keanu
Right.
Reeves for that voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, but that would be a whole other Fast and
It's a
Furious
whole.
if
It's
you
a
brought
whole other
Keanu
thing.
in.
It's a whole other thing, and I think it didn't work out for multiple reasons, among which was creative reasons.
Yeah.
So maybe that will happen, maybe it
That's a
won't.
big
But
one to bring into the folds of this
yes,
Fast and Furious
which is
cinematic
already
universe,
jam packed.
which is already
Which is
doesn't make a goddamn
already, I
sense.
don't know who else you can throw into this, but I'm sure there'll be more. Well, John Cena's coming.
And we have to talk. I have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. Okay. So, oh my God, we have so much to talk about. F9. Um, Hobbes and Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I wrote down here is Hobbes and Shaw versus the Illuminati, which is ultimately what I figured. This is like, it is a secret society that Idris Elba is a part of. They
Mm-hmm.
have this global, again, like eco-fascist, eugenic almost based
Yes.
plot about like getting rid of the like lesser or whatever, which is like totally, I mean, it's the Illuminati, it's eugenics, it's like deep cult society, whatever, whatever. So I'm now
Yeah.
figuring out at this point, oh, the plot of the movie is truly Hobbs and Shaw versus like,
Robot men.
yeah, like the
I mean,
like
like a legion of cyborgs. It's strange. Etienne is just like this, yeah,
because
cyber
here's the thing,
terrorism
it
thing.
is like cool. I want to, I don't, okay, it's not close to home in that I believe the conspiracies about like COVID-19 and stuff like that. It's
Mm.
just
Oh,
again
oh
like,
boy.
it's like, the I know the comment section's probably blowing up, but I just mean to say that like this is all like kind of like with the whole vaccine thing. It's like, yeah, as I'm watching this movie, I'm like, sure thing. Gotcha. This is
Mm-hmm.
things I've never considered or thought about before. Brand new ideas you're presenting, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, I just looked at the chat. Shout out to uh, Adam Ganser will be happy to hear. Alec Gaylord is in the chat.
oh
That's
God.
yeah.
Well,
I
yeah, I don't know why you keep looking at that.
it's too
That's only
much.
gonna steer you wrong. Yeah, you're gonna get like stream fright. Okay, whatever. So it's Hobbs and Shaw versus the Illuminati. I wrote down, I forgot what was going on, but I wrote down the word family with an exclamation point and then eugenics with a question mark, and together it looks it looks
I mean,
weird.
yeah.
Oh
Uh,
man.
well,
Uh
apparently, also again, deep into the trivia, the line "I'm a black Superman" was supposed to be "I'm a black James Bond," but Idris Elba didn't want to say that because he was in the running.
oh. Right.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you for the trivia tip. That's a good one.
that's a fun one.
Um
Yeah.
so there was like also then it becomes a Mission Impossible movie. Like literally at this point, it's a Mission Impossible movie. It's now like again, like we have to figure this thing out or the world is going to end.
Yeah.
They're on the run. It's
Stakes already as
very
high as they can get.
exactly. It's very IMF. Um they kind of like have this sequence where they're flying. This is the first time they fly to Moscow, and this is when Kevin Hart's on the plane, which I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, of course
Of
Kevin
course,
Hart's
Kevin
got to
Hart's
figure
on
it
the
out at the end of
plane.
this movie.
Of course,
Um,
Kevin Hart's on the plane. Have you
uh,
ever been on a plane and Kevin Hart's not on it?
as someone who watched Soul Plane a lot when I was in high school, yeah, I know a lot about Kevin Hart being on a motherfucking plane. Okay, I've seen the
Of
movie
course, he's on the
plenty of
plane.
goddamn times. I will say there was a scene with Jason Statham and The Rock on the plane, kind of talking about the fact that like I know you want to fuck my sister, and they had like this like big balls conversation, whatever. It's like again, we kind of talked about this, like I don't want to hear Dwayne Johnson talk about like, yeah, and I'm gonna get real deep down in there, like I'm gonna
Yeah,
rock her world, like whatever. I was like,
it's really
ew,
weird.
ew, ew.
And
To
she's like,
all the
also,
sex talk.
she's right there. It's pretty fucked up
Right
for
there
him to say.
sitting pretty at 26 years of age, that young Vanessa Kirby. Then we get to Moscow. That home, by the way, just a quick
Oh,
ah
that's a Moscow home. I mean, I don't know if is the right response. It's just it's a Moscow multi-billionaire gun
the
runner home.
activity happening inside the home, take or leave. I just mean like the exterior of that home had that beautiful
Oh,
green color. The
incredible.
inside of the home looked awesome. I wonder if
It's a
like
castle
our
where Vanessa Kirby belongs.
it okay. And can we just take some time now? Like 45 minutes to
Do
talk
you want to
about.
go? You want to
I
jump in
just
on the
need to
crown?
say, the entire time I was watching this movie, I was thinking of Princess Margaret playing the piano for her father, King George,
Ugh.
in that moment when she realizes, even though she and her father actually have the biggest emotional bond,
Yeah.
she can never replace being the firstborn.
She's never got, and just like in this movie, she's not the firstborn. But look, she can do things in her own right,
And
you
to
know?
think, like, now that we've seen the impact of this later in later seasons, like,
Uh-huh.
why
Now that
couldn't she and
Vanessa
Peter?
Kirby has evolved into Helena Bonham Carter.
And
That,
Helena Bonham Carter reached out via psychic medium to the Princess Margaret herself to get her approval on playing the role.
of course.
Yes, yes, because Helena Bonham Carter is a witch. Vanessa Kirby older, but I was just going to make a point. If only she had been able to marry Peter Townsend, the good Peter Townsend.
Yes. A lot would have gone differently in her life, but
But now she's in this movie with The Rock.
but now Princess Margaret, aka Vanessa Kirby, is in this movie with The Rock. Honestly, things worked out for Princess Margaret.
You know what? Princess Margaret would love, if she were alive today, she would
approve
love to be in a movie with Dwayne Johnson.
She would approve of this jump for Vanessa Kirby, who
Duh.
I will
Vanessa
also
Kirby is a bad bitch.
I need to bring up my favorite line that's ever happened to The Crown because it's all I can think of when I think of Vanessa Kirby.
It haunts you. It haunts you.
It haunts me, and it also like makes my heart reach out to Vanessa Kirby because apparently this is taken from the real diaries of someone she was dating in The Crown, or in real life. Princess Margaret was dating in real life. Said she had the face of a Jewish manicurist, and that line made it into The Crown. And I've been thinking about it. And this was about 3 years ago. I think about it once a week for the past 3 years, this line. And I think about it every time I see Vanessa Kirby, that whatever that means, she looks like a Jewish manicurist. I don't know. It just...
Well, if there's anyone anti-Semitic who can explain that one for us, we'd appreciate it. Drop it in the YouTube comment.
I've been thinking about it for so long, and I have no idea what it means. But he said that, and I did think
somebody will say something soon. But Vanessa Kirby in this movie, though, also very nice, very regal. I could have gone for a scene of Vanessa Kirby getting drunk and smoking a cigarette inside and trashing her big palace bedroom. In this movie, though, I would have liked.
I would love to have seen Vanessa Kirby get drunk at some point in this movie. That's what this movie is missing.
Yeah, we're missing Vanessa Kirby when she is like on the brink of like letting tears fall out of her eyes, but she's so angry and proud she'd never let anyone see her cry, and so like a few just like fiercely fall down her face and she like quickly wipes it away. That's what I needed to see in this movie.
Oh no, I thought maybe it would loosen, we would see more chemistry between her and The Rock if they were both like a little loosened up, because they are stilted together. They don't quite work. But if it means
just
we're
friends.
if it means we're getting more Vanessa Kirby in these movies, I'll take it. I'm not gonna.
Anyway, actually, oh my god, we can't have Vanessa Kirby in a main Fast and Furious movie though, because she would eat the girls up.
No, I don't. she would eat the girls up. No, she would get her ass kicked. Do you think she would get her ass kicked? Michelle Rodriguez would beat the shit out of her.
You're right. Michelle Rodriguez would beat the shit out of Vanessa Kirby. Okay, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
right.
Not that she wasn't badass in this movie, but I don't think she has.
Michelle Rodriguez she's got bows.
Yeah, she does, and she I just don't. Vanessa Kirby, I don't think has that kind of fight in her. I think she's well trained, but I don't think she. I
mean, we are setting up literally a Hobbes and Shaw dynamic here with Letty and Hattie.
Oh yeah,
Letty and Hattie, come on!
A Letty and Hattie spinoff.
Let's go do it. Let's do it. Absolutely, that would fucking kick ass.
I would love, a Fast and Furious. The girls do a heist. And Ocean's 8.
Fast and Furious, this one's for the girls.
This one's for the ladies.
This one's for the girls. So then we go to Samoa.
Mm-hmm.
which is gorgeous.
Amazing.
And as someone who has been stuck inside for like 9 months,
Yeah.
any movie that takes me to a beautiful location with sweeping helicopter shots in $10 ultra high def, I really thank you for that. Thank you for those views. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
I
for showing us those lovely images of the outside.
Yeah. I love The Rock being like, I guess I have to uh, go
I love it.
home.
And I love Dwayne Johnson kind of pulling this power move of like, it kind of harkened back to in Furious 7 when they're like, listen, they're going to come for us. They're going to get to us at our own home turf in LA. And for The Rock, it's like, oh, we're going back,
Home.
baby.
And
We're going to the
yes,
Pacific.
I also love, I mean, you're going to get to this part, and maybe I'm jumping ahead of you, that the mother got rid of all the guns and they have to fight with the family.
I was just getting to
Brilliant.
that. Just getting to
Brilliant.
that. Love the mother. Really like love. This is where the
Love the
movie
mother.
is like
His brother, the guy that,
delightful to me.
oh man, the actor that they got to play Jonah, George something, is great. He's great in everything. He's a character actor that like pops up all the time, and he's always so good. And I was so happy
Yeah.
to see him in this.
Truly, this is where the movie was like everything that had happened before that was like weird or like what the hell am I watching kind of like settled at this point, and this is where I was just like, I'm delighted by this. I wrote down with it was kind of an anti-gun message. I think this movie actually has like a really humanitarian heart because like literally what they're battling is eugenics and eco-fascism. Like quite literally, they are up against like a true super villain in a global way. And they have
Yes.
like they're really it's a very humanitarian movie because it's also like, well, this could be over if we just kill Vanessa Kirby, but we go back to the family, the core theme of this whole shindig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just had a
I
lot
I
of
I, I
heart.
don't know if I can 100% jump on board, but I see where you're going.
I am watching this movie for the first time in December of 2020, so I might be projecting.
Look,
Um,
yes, because that scene where The Rock
these are the
tattoos "I
only
heart
movies I have
cops" on
watched this
someone's
year,
forehead.
period. Oh yeah, well listen, that one sucks. But this
That was
again,
great.
Samoa feels like this is where they are
Yeah,
really
Samoa,
settling into
right?
the heart.
Yes, yeah, it sets up a great juxtaposition. Like we're fighting with family, we're doing stuff the traditional way.
I said this movie has a galaxy brain. Like this movie is constantly thinking with a galaxy brain because like truly every decision that the characters make to do in the movie, it's like, right, let's use our like big brains, boys, and booby trap the whole fucking island and shit, which I loved.
Yeah,
They also kind of do like this. I don't know the technical term for it, but they have like almost like this change in shooting convention for that scene with just Vanessa Kirby and Dwayne Johnson, which is actually I think a nice scene because it's mainly Vanessa Kirby acting in that scene about like this might be our last sunset or whatever. Did you feel that it was like there was like
well,
motion in the camera? It like
there
it
was.
had
I
like a
mean, there
new
because
life in that scene.
uh uh yeah, it was because they were setting up. I think it was like the romance cam. I
It
think
was the romance
it
cam,
was
yeah,
just.
but
I
it
think
was
you're
just
just
like
looking
it
at the
was a more
romance cam
sophisticated. It just felt more sophisticated
because it wasn't
than
at a graveyard at night.
well, yeah, but also like it wasn't. I felt like a movement in the choreography of that scene, and the wind was whipping around, which also may have swept me up into what I'm describing. You weren't feeling this at all. Okay, fine.
I mean,
I
no,
guess
I
I
get what
love
you're.
Vanessa Kirby more.
I maybe you were falling for her in that moment. Uh,
She was
but
very
I
pretty
mean,
in that
who
moment.
I had already when she does that like parkour move over the box in the first scene, I was like, I'm in. I love you. So
True, true,
I was already
true.
sold. I didn't need the spinny romance cam, but I think that's what you're picking up on is that they did a very like
I liked it.
pretty at sunset.
It was very pretty.
Yeah. And normally when you get I don't know, the scenes in the Fast and Furious, the other Fast and Furious movies where they try to set up romance, it is also very like music swell, heavy-handed. We're in a beautiful
Yes, I thought
bedroom
this
in
one was
Cuba.
very kind of subtle. They undersold it almost. Like they kind of
Yeah.
undercut the movie with it, which was a nice change of pace.
Yes.
Quite
Yeah.
literally change of pace of the film.
Yeah, because yeah, in the Fast and Furious, movies, when they have like nice scenes between Letty and Dom, let's say, or me and Brian, it is very like we're in the bedroom and we have all these gauzy
Yeah.
sheets flowing around us and we're in Cuba or
Thick.
something.
Thick.
Uh yeah, or they're sitting on a car or something. Like now we're like we went on a nice hike at
Sitting on a
sunset.
car. They are. They really are always sitting on
They're
a damn
either
car.
like in some sort of like beautiful but rundown hotel in an exotic location or sitting on a car.
Exactly.
And now we
Exactly.
get more of a we get this one, this one's for the ladies. The ladies.
This one is for the ladies. So then we lead into the final big battle of this movie. Huge, 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 huge.
Mm.
Um, Vanessa Kirby, Hattie Shaw
Hattie Shaw.
must have the greatest iron levels in any human being because she is experiencing, she's not going through like a full blood transfusion,
No.
but she is going through like a blood recycling center that this machine is
She's
picking
doping.
out. Yes, and
She,
she is doing all of this while running around. Like I had a fainting episode when I gave blood over the summer. I could tell you from experience that you cannot also be running around and fighting while there is something hooked into your bloodstream and
um
is ridding you of coronavirus.
and it's genetically modified coronavirus.
Oh
I
Lord, don't even speak that into existence. Bridgett.
You're right. We're like right at the end. We're almost at the end here. I can't be
Ah,
jinxing us, but yeah, she's a strong lady and she'll fight and get a blood transfusion. I don't see what the problem with that is.
sure. You know what? It was really kick ass. It gave us a nice ticking clock. You know, I like to visually see the
Yes.
ticking
It was
clock in an
perfect.
action film and the action across the board. I actually was thinking this as I was watching the last few moments of this movie. I really did think within the last 5 years, like truly since 2015, we're kind of like in this action renaissance where like I think technology has finally arrived at a place that we can really weaponize it, but also like the stakes are being raised because there's such a competition
Mm.
in these kinds of movies now. We're like actually like some of the like even just like small like 3 seconds of a fight is like fuck that looks is so incredible. Like the
Yeah.
stunt choreography, I think across the board has gotten so
Right.
sophisticated and so just brilliant. Like just blew the doors open really on what we can
Yeah.
and can't do in an action movie.
Yeah, no, fight choreography and like how you shoot fights in movies because of
Yeah.
like I mean, we can get into the nitty gritty of like the certain thing, like the exact stuff that is allowed that to happen. But now that you can shoot fights in kind of a 360 style, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it changes the way fights look. It looks so much more real, and not in this movie, but I don't. There is also like a level. I don't know. Maybe I'm squeamish, but there is always a level of yeah. Sometimes you get that and you're like, oh, this is a little too brutal. That guy's head slammed into the concrete.
Actually, I recently finished The Mandalorian, and my real big criticism of the season finale is that I actually thought it was a little bit too violent for Star Wars. It was kind of
Ooh,
brutal, some of the stuff.
yeah,
I was like, oh, I mean, like, fine overall. I listen, but
yeah.
yeah, I feel what you're saying though. Sometimes it's like I need to know these characters are like gonna be okay because it kind of gets a little gruesome when they got into like the like actual ground skirmish between like the Samoan people and
And the eugenicists.
Idris and the Illuminati. Yeah, there was some shit in there that I was like, this could be a real fight. I would never know the difference.
Uh,
But then, yeah, so Vanessa Kirby then is loaded onto a helicopter. Then we get into this whole damn sequence, which is insane, 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 insane. And this is where we get a little bit of the taste of the Fast and Furious that I love so much. They have these cars linking to one another, which that whole sequence I thought was badass. Like that kicks so much ass. They're linking and linking and linking, and then right when you think like, oh my god, all these cars are gonna fly off with this helicopter, what do we get a little bit of hit on?
oh,
Nitrous oxide,
oh, you got
motherfucker.
to. Yeah, when that comes out,
Nas!
I dare you
Nas
not
makes an
to.
appearance in this.
I dare you not to stand up when you see the Nas and just
Yes,
start cheering. I dare
yes,
you.
yes, Yes, and I was like, I'm glad I'm not watching a Fast and the Furious movie. I'm glad this is its own thing. And then as soon as they
No.
did like it, you know what it is? It's the goddamn zoom into the
Hmm.
engine and then follow the engine line to the valve where the
Amazing.
NOS comes out. I love that. I love that. You have to have that in every single movie. That is it.
It's so good. Yeah, that's the first time I watched these movies. I was actually like a little bummed out we didn't get more cool car stuff. Like there's
Yes.
some I was a little bummed, and then now on this go around when I've been able to like let go of what I expect from a Fast and Furious movie a little more
Right.
and watched it, I was like, no, that's exactly enough. You need one really cool car stunt, and I like that they didn't do it with like fancy like exotic or muscle cars, exotic and
Right.
or muscle cars. I like that it's just like chain of beater just
The Hobbs
engines,
cars, yeah.
just yeah,
Bridgett,
just
you kind of like had an experience with this movie as I had with like the first three, where like you had to settle into this just isn't what you expected, but now that you're able to like get past that,
yeah.
you're digging it. Because like now Tokyo Drift fucking rules.
Yeah. Well, Tokyo Drift, you need the rest to appreciate. I feel like if you go back and listen to the tape, if you go back on record, I do say you're gonna like
You do say that. You do say that for
you
sure.
need
And it
to
does whip ass in hindsight.
yeah you need the knowledge of where these movies go to go back and appreciate the wacky stunts of three.
Yeah,
Also, it's canonically important.
it's just the disappointment level of like what are you expecting versus like what are you getting?
Right. And then when you realize like, oh, these movies are about to just go in directions that we cannot at this point
Right.
in 2003 foresee.
Right. Okay. So I think we can wrap up Hobbs and Shaw here.
Uh-huh.
Move on to our other talking points. But my final take, briefly,
Mm-hmm.
found it delightful. I think they tried. They were given the liberty to try different things. More than anything, grateful that Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham have a vehicle for themselves because the two of them are great together.
Uh-huh.
I would love to see this trend continue
Mm.
because I kind of like my Fast and Furious old school with Vin and the gang. And if they want to keep this maybe separate or have these characters come into the Fast Furious main fold, but like not as heavy, it's about finding a balance, I think,
Yes.
moving forward here.
Well, I think moving forward, there will be the Fast universe, the entitled F9.
Of
Uh,
course,
and we'll have up to, they said 11 we're getting.
it's to 11. Yep.
Uh,
This franchise goes to 11.
it go,
Come
hey,
on.
dials
Come
up to
on. Come
11.
on.
Yeah, so we'll get 11, and then there'll be, for like Fast and Furious Presents, we'll have an unlimited number of these movies. So much like in your beloved Star Wars, we'll keep getting your solos and your Rogue Ones.
We'll still wake up with a reason to live every day. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
Um,
So the main saga has an end date, but the Fast and Furious Presents has no ceiling.
love
We
that.
could get Lucas Black back. We could. I'm sure he's available.
Don't you dare. Because, okay, so before we talk about F9, I did put together some superlatives
Ooh,
that I wanted to award just briefly.
let's hear it.
So this is based on the characters in the Fast and the Furious. Because I was thinking I should rank these movies, but honestly, I really
It's
don't
hard.
know how I feel. So I don't
Yeah.
want to put anything on record. So these are Sarah Griffith's superlatives.
Okay.
So most likely to hang, that's our girl Letty. Letty is gonna hang out with us. If we
Hang
text
out.
her,
Okay.
hang.
Yeah.
Hang.
Down to hang. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna give most valuable player. Maybe this is no surprise if you've been reading in between the lines of my comments here, but my MVP is Mia. Jordana
Mia.
Brewster. I think she brings the
Y-
heart and
Yeah.
she's the heart of this operation. I really do.
Yeah, she
Love
does
Mia.
ground it. She is the soul of the family. As
She
much as
is.
as much as Vin is maybe the glue, except in me.
Okay,
She is
exactly.
that beating heart that they all have to rally
And
around.
Letty is really the brain.
Wow, Letty's the brain.
Yeah, I would
I
say
mean, they
brain,
did have a
muscle.
hard time functioning without her.
Exactly. MVP is Mia. I'm gonna say my underrated heavyweight champ, of course, is my girl Elena. Hashtag justice for Elena.
Mm-hmm.
We love Elena.
Yeah.
Hottest, my boy Han. Duh.
Oh,
Are you
oh,
shitting me? When he spun that 360 and put his hand out of the car to give those other girls his number, that's a panty dropper, my friend.
yeah.
That's a certified freak 7 days a week right there.
I
Absolutely. Hottest as Han.
I should have seen
Um,
that coming. It would not have been. I respect it as an answer.
the biggest bitch is that damn loser John Ron, what's his ass from Arizona? Your precious Lucas
Yeah,
Black, is that his name?
Lucas Black. Yes,
I have nothing
I.
against this actor. It's the character I really can't
It's a
stand.
character. He's also not a very good actor, but
Well, most fashionable, new entry Vanessa Kirby, Doi
oh,
Miss Hattie Shaw. She was
oh,
serving it. Her winged liner never
it's
once
great.
smudged. Never
It's great.
once.
Yes, and she's doing a
Um,
lot.
my OTP, Letty and Dom. I think
OTV.
that's too easy. I'm
It's
gonna say my star-crossed deceased lovers, Han and Giselle.
Han and Giselle. That's the
They
only
really had
answer.
the sauce. They really did.
They did.
Um, I have a special superlative here called my number one guy. That's gonna go to Roman because that's my guy right there.
That's your dude. That's a dude.
Roman speaks for me. He is my
Yes.
self-insert.
Uh,
Everything that Roman has ever said, I would also say if this
also
were
insane.
happening to
He's
me.
not your hottest, but whatever.
You know what? I like Han. I like Han.
The
Han
legit.
has the sauce. Roman
Yeah.
is very sexy, but he doesn't have the sauce the way that Han
There are
does.
two. I mean, I love Han. I get what you're saying. There are two bona fide supermodels in these franchises.
And I'm going with Han.
But yeah, no, I stick to
And
you.
then I think the character. So I know you think number one guy is the same thing as favorite character. No,
No.
nope. I think favorite character is Letty. Period. But I'm gonna go the character that I love the
Mm.
most, Dominic Toretto. Of course,
Of course.
my daddy, Dominic Toretto. Our father,
The father of Brian Marcos Toretto.
Brian Marcos
Wow.
Toretto.
Here's one because I was actually looking this up for my own personal reasons, and I found and I found there's no ranking or even like, I mean, not that every Fast and the Furious has an iconic song attached to it, but a lot of them do.
Okay.
And here's a superlative: best song for the movie.
Okay.
I'm throwing that
Are
question
you
to you.
asking me?
I'm throwing that question to you.
It is obviously the Teriyaki Boys.
It's a Teriyaki Boys
Tokyo
song.
Drift. It is, which actually crept into my Spotify top 100 most listened to songs
Hell
of
yeah.
2020. It is in the middle of the list. Listen to the
Wow.
motherfuck out of that thing.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, it's a hit banger.
It's a
Unfortunate
song.
band name. I wish we could bring that sound back and like remix that song for a more modern era.
Oh, for sure. I think also you got to mention runner-up would be "See You Again."
No, I actually don't really care for that song.
You know, sorry, but
Sorry.
I feel like you got to
I
give it to it.
I would say next would be Ludacris, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh yeah, that song is called "Act a Fool."
Oh, well then, duh, that's number 2.
Yeah, obviously number 2.
Okay, so let's briefly touch on F9, and then we should probably, Abe, I think, has been looking at the comments for some questions or things that we can address. But so while we're hunting through that, why don't we, Bridgett, talk about F9, because now you are speculating as much as I am speculating. And I finally allowed myself to go to the F9 page, and I was aghast and appalled and astonished and flummoxed to see, well, or I didn't see, because it's dun, 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 dun,
John Cena.
9 as Dom's brother.
I didn't even, it didn't even occur to me. It didn't even occur to me that I might be spoiling that for you. But yeah, we got John Cena in the building, The Rock and Vin Diesel. The Rock is probably going to be out of the official Fast and franchise movies. He's probably done with those. He said he might come back for the end, but he's unsure.
Okay, well, so
as
be
of
it, because
now,
we're gonna have John Cena. We can't have John Cena.
You can't have John Cena
Rock in
you
the
can't.
same movie. Jesus, at that point, bring back what's her ass, and then we can just have a whole wrestler Fast and Furious movie.
I would love that. But
Actually,
yeah,
I
we
would
got
too.
we got John Cena. We got Charlize Theron in another insane haircut.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't even seen the haircut.
Oh, you haven't? It's a
Oh wait,
crazy.
I'm gonna pull it up right now that I'm sitting in front of my computer. Oh, that
I,
bitch! I can't believe her.
I
Come
mean,
on, Charlize. I'm asking you one thing. You know what? If she
and
kicks
she's
ass in this
still
movie,
so gorgeous.
oh duh. I mean, she was hot as Megan Kelly in what the hell,
Yeah,
Bombshell.
I mean,
But
yeah.
I
There's no.
also did see on this F9 cast. I don't know if this is official or if this is just IMDb chicanery. But Lucas Black also apparently in the list here of a
He is in the
cast.
list, and there is a promotional
He's
poster.
listed.
But you'll be happy. There is. It's wild to me.
You
But
think
in
that's just IMDb bullshit?
no, the promotional poster that Universal made with Han, and it says "Justice is coming."
Yes, I do. Yes. Okay. What the fuck are they? Are they gonna go back in time?
I mean, I know they're going to space.
Wait.
Are they
Are
going
they
through a
gonna go back
wormhole?
in time? Are they gonna
They're
soup
gonna
up
go.
a DeLorean?
I mean, you know they're going to space. That's like confirmed that they're.
Yeah, but not like right now.
Was that not
Oh,
an
an F9.
F9?
Oh, I think yes.
It is an F9. They go to space.
They said they're going in space. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow. Oh my
maybe
God. If they
we're
go
gonna
back,
get like some sort
if
of
they go
wormhole.
into another dimension, oh my God. What if they go like the Fast and the Furious multiverse?
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Oh,
the Fast and Furious explores
what if they
multiverse.
went to the Fast and the Furious multiverse?
Someone in the comments said drifting
Wow. Oh
through
my God,
time.
the possibilities. Okay, what is the Baby Yoda version of the Fast and the Furious? Like, what is the who is the
Is it
cute? Who can we make cute?
Brian
Brian
Marcos
Marcos.
Toretto?
Brian Marcos. BM
Yeah.
Toretto,
Someone needs to have a
as we
dog in
call
these
him.
movies. I think either Luda or Tyrese gets a dog at some point in these movies. And then the dog is in like
And that's a big point of comedy, I'm sure.
it's a big point of comedy because at some point like we'll have, them on a motorcycle and the dog in a sidecar.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the dog will be like in sunglasses and like a matching outfit with Tyrese and I'm in. That's how you sell a Bridgett on a movie. Put a
You've
dog
got
in it.
eyes on the chat, so you're more equipped than I am if there's anything we should be discussing. Although I do want to end the F9 thing by saying there was a part of me that was kind of suspicious that when it first was, because remember, that was the first movie that was like, see you next year. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're not even going to pretend like we're pushing back. Do you think
Yeah.
maybe they're also using some of this time to like clean up or reshoot or fix some things? You know what I'm saying? Use the time.
Maybe it didn't seem like they needed it. I mean, maybe their PR team has kept it under like very good wraps, but
Right.
it seemed
Okay.
like they were ready to go.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just kind of a fun thing I was speculating on.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you had the time and the money, and God knows they have the money,
Uh,
you know. But
that
I
is
don't know.
true.
I would doubt it. I would doubt that, right now anybody would go back to shoot just for the
Yeah, I
element.
guess unless you're shooting in space.
Unless you're shooting,
Unless
they
you're
actually
shooting in space.
they actually went to space for the movie.
It is honestly right now a race between Mission Impossible and the Fast and the Furious. Which commercial entertainment studio can send real people really into outer space first?
Yeah, I mean, Christopher
Like,
Nolan.
who's gonna make it?
Christopher Nolan sent a camera into space, but not a person. So
you know who's actually going to come up and swoop it and score? It's going to be Disney. It's going to
it's
be a
gonna be
Disney product
Disney.
that's like, actually, assholes.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is filming on Mars right now. You fucking poor people.
All right. Do you think
Anyway.
you think we should throw it to our moderator and big boss man?
Concerns? Abe, what's up?
Hold
Abe's
on,
here.
now I'm here in the stream. We have some questions. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Shoot.
Would love that.
Yeah. What's the best casting for Shaw Senior in your mind?
Oh. Ooh. I have one.
Charles Dance.
Charles Dance.
That's mine.
Damn.
Why not? He's always the evil guy.
I would say a Patrick Stewart might be fun.
Mm.
Bitch! Oh my god, I love that. That's good.
Yeah. Get him. He's already done the big action franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can pull it off. And him with Helen Mirren? Come on. They can.
Sexy. That'd be hot. That'd be hot.
Hell yeah. James Rainey asks, you get to insert yourself as a minor character in F10. Who are you?
Oh, man.
I've thought about this a lot. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so I am definitely like a supporting character. I'm kind of like a wisecracking. Like I am like the receptionist at a mechanic shop that like the team has to go to because they have this, that, and the other thing. And I like, don't know anything about cars. And I serve like as a comic relief. And it's like, yeah, she doesn't know anything about cars. Why do you even keep her around? It's like, because she knows a lot about guns or something else. And I'm like, oh, are you here for that? Ka-choom!
Oh.
And then I like hit something and like the wall comes up and it's all kinds of guns. And I just rattle off a bunch of information about guns. Like, oh, this is an AK-47 and this is a Glock and this is a 22 and this is a pistol and this is a shotgun or like whatever.
And
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Who are you, Bridgett?
This is I was just gonna say
You're not thinking of
your
one?
shop is in a basement of my house and I'm like your angry mother-in-law who you are.
Oh, what are our names? Wait, what are our names? Because like, okay, it has to be a Fast and the Furious female character name. So I'm thinking for me, my name is like, oh, you know what it is? My name is Molly. Duh.
Your name's Molly. Oh, okay. That's good.
Molly, of course, because it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it's also like, you know, a name you would give a dog. So that's how you have to play the game.
Then I want to be. Speaking of names you give a dog, I'll just give myself the name of my family's dog. I'll be Gracie.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That is it.
Yeah. And I somehow like am the owner of your shop or manage it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this maniac and her guns.
I like this because it's like covert. It's like you would never believe that like you are like a genius mechanic and I am like a genius war criminal or like whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. We're working together. Oh man, get us in these movies.
Get us in these movies.
Jacques the Ripper asks, what's a car stunt that sticks out the most in any of the films for you?
Oh.
I've got mine.
What's yours?
I think it's so simple, but it services the story so dramatically. To me, it is Dom launching his car into the air to catch Letty midair.
Yes.
In the Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to my mind too.
It's just romantic.
That's iconic. There is that, I think it is in 7. Yeah, where they stop right before the cliff, like they kind of drift out.
Yes, with Brian and Letty, which, by the way, is
Yeah.
the first time Brian and Letty actually ever talked to each other in the whole series. Do you know that?
Is that true?
Yes.
I guess it is. Even in 1?
I think
no, they definitely have to talk in the first one. She like makes fun of him in the first one.
Apparently, they never explicitly are in the same place at the same time until like the 7th one.
Oh no, they definitely talk in 4 because they were working together in 4.
You keep convincing yourself that Letty is in 4, and I'm pretty sure I only remember it being flashbacks of Letty. Because you keep saying Letty is in 4, but
she is in 4.
She's dead in 4.
She dies
in flashbacks.
She dies, quote unquote, in 4. In the shootout with Braga.
I already have to rewatch these movies, man. I have to rewatch this one. The first 20 minutes, I'm not even sure.
They come and go.
All right. Well, definitely the Dom Letty one.
The Dom Letty one. I also like the Dom's car is surrounded on that cliffside, and you're like, how the hell is he gonna get through that? And it's exactly how you think he's going through.
He's driving. Yep.
Yeah.
Logan Raider asks, what actor do you want in a Fast and Furious movie who hasn't been in one yet?
Oh, that's difficult. That's a hard one.
Me.
Sarah
The
Griffin.
answer is me, obviously. I think I'd be a great candidate. I can do it. I am very good at it, and I think I should be me.
I think we can get like Chris. I'm now seeing someone say Crispin Glover. That would be a fun like CIA cameo, actually. Crispin.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm thinking too much of the new Tomb Raider. That's a flop. But seeing Alicia Vikander in these movies would be kind of cool.
Yeah, she actually might be able to fill the hole that Giselle left.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. We don't have a Giselle like, you know, we have a Letty who's kind of a tough girl.
Yeah, right.
But as of now, I don't think we have like.
We need more girls. Period.
We need more
women. Yeah, because they killed off, and they've said goodbye to a lot of women at this point, and now it's like.
Yeah, that's why
I could go for some more ladies in these.
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to go that route. I think we need like a spy type woman,
but
who
not
can kick ass.
You said Alicia Vikander, but not me. Okay, well,
yeah,
noted.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'll.
I mean, you have to be the gun runner.
You said it.
I said it. It's done.
Speaking of the ladies, Jacques the Ripper asks another question. If we get Fast and Furious ladies heist, who's the ringleader? I also want to ask a sub-question. What would they be stealing?
Of course. Ringleader, obviously, Letty. If it's not Letty, that's Michelle Rodriguez needs to walk away from these movies because that's a slap in the face.
They could call the movie Mrs. Alpha.
Mrs. Alpha. Yeah. Maybe their Nas has become illegal. I think it is illegal. I don't think it has become illegal. It probably is illegal.
Ooh, yeah, but they're stealing like gallons of Nas, not because they need it, because they're trying to fuck over the person they're stealing it from.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. So they break into the Nas factory.
Right. It's a very. Yeah. We're borrowing the Terry Benedict revenge story of Ocean's 11 here. I think for like it's not about the Nas itself. It's about who we're stealing the Nas from and how it's going to fuck them over.
Or maybe they're stealing the Nas back from like a rival gang.
Back. Okay, I like that too.
Right. They're getting it. They're putting it in the right hands. They're kind of that class. They're why do I keep wanting to say Peter Pan when it's not Peter Pan? They're Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
They're Robin Hooding it.
Wait, but who are our girls now? Because it's Letty. Elena's gone. Letty, Mia.
That's it.
Missende.
Oh yeah.
Moses. Yeah. I think that's what they call it.
Ramses, not Moses.
No, not Moses. Ramses. So it's Ramsey. So it's those three. Is that it? That's it right now.
That's it right now. Yeah. So
see, that's why I said this before. I'll say it again. It's time to bring back Devin Aoki. She's available.
Devin Aoki.
We've got to bring her back. That would be so kick-ass. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. This movie takes place in Vegas. Why wouldn't it?
You're going very Oceans.
Why not, baby? Why not? That would be so sexy. Can you imagine?
Yeah. That would be good. Also, a good race scene down the strip. That would be really cool.
Exactly.
That would be cool.
You see those not street legal cars on the strip constantly.
All the time.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Big car culture in Vegas.
Yeah, our ladies go to Vegas. They would tear it up.
Roman was in bar style when we see him in Too Fast, Too Furious. So, I mean, I think, Roman could be the token man.
That's true. And maybe we get Alicia Vikander in these movies as like,
Boom. Maybe Alicia Vikander's a villain.
Oh, maybe she's a villain. I was going to say she's like, a pro gambler, and they use that to her advantage somehow. Maybe.
Now we're making.
And now we're
a James Bond film. I'm loving it.
I gotta integrate my passions into this, and it's Fast and Furious, and it's gambling / James Bond.
Jackson says the Fast and the Furiosa. I just want to add that.
Yeah. Maybe our
that's
girls
right. Ooh, maybe Charlize turns and becomes a part of the girl gang.
I was saying, or maybe that or the girl gang is the only a girl gang is the only one who could take down Charlize.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes!
I think they like try too hard with like the muscle and the bruisers.
Exactly. You need the
You,
mind, a
yeah,
woman's mind.
yeah, exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
one could say that Fury Road could have been called the Max and the Furiosa.
Stop
Yes.
it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Abe,
That's good. That's a
Abe,
good
Thank
one.
you.
that's great.
Thank you. I think that's all the time we have. Is there any other things you guys want to talk about?
Well, I want to say that I kind of made this comment earlier, but no shit. These are like the only movies I've seen this year. And we had this idea to like lead up to F9 by like watching all these films. And then we were like, we'll keep them monthly releases. And then F9 did us the favor by just like zooming all the way to 2021. Thank you. Bridget, by the way, F9 could be the first movie we see back in a theater potentially, just hovering that over your idea.
Oh,
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us on the stream and everyone listening to us now. I am like blown away by how much people have enjoyed listening to this, and I'm kind of shocked at how much I've come to like these movies too. But
great.
it's been nice to go on this journey and watch something new at least once a month, which oftentimes is like the only time I watch anything. So thanks for joining us here, and thanks for being a part of our year. I know we're so stoked for F9.
Yeah,
Oh my God. And like, oh, that's going to happen with that. I mean, even the IMDb page got me all excited.
I know it's exciting that we still have more to go. This is the end of the road for now, but there's still more. And now you'll get to see a Fast and Furious in theaters, and or hopefully you'll get to see a Fast
Oh
and
my
Furious
God,
in
I'm
theaters.
dying to. I must, I
Yeah.
must, I must.
So yeah, we're excited to come back and keep talking Fast and Furious. It was super fun to do, and yeah, thanks to Ave and Swain for letting us do it.
Yeah, cheers. Seriously, I was like, I've got an idea. They'll probably say no to, and then look at what they did.
Look at
Thank you.
what we've
Thank you
built
all.
here.
A lot of people ask us, what are we going to do next? More rough stuff. Why don't you guys check that out? At Rough Stuff Pod, it's kind of like our home for all places and things podcast related. I'm on Twitter at sk_Griffith. Bridget is also.
I'm also on Twitter at Bridgett Tweets, and yeah, we still do the Rough Stuff podcast, so you can still hear our voice. We're still palling around.
And if this is your first cast in the Curious and you want to go back and listen, be our damn guest, baby. It's all on the Small Beans Network. Check that out. If you like what you hear, please leave a review, leave a little comment on iTunes or wherever you can leave a comment. Tell your friends to listen to it. And if you feel so inclined, if you feel like we've really like enriched your year with entertainment, check out our Patreon and maybe see if you could put some money towards it, get some extra bonus features. I know Fate of the Furious actually released early for patrons. So if you want some cool bonus or sneak preview, stuff like that, I would highly recommend becoming a patron of the Small Beans Network.
There it is. Those are the plugs.
And happy holidays, everybody.
And happy holidays.
New Year.
We're almost out of 2020. We almost did it.
F9.
Till F9.
Importantly, closer to F9.